Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Have You Ever Played podcast, the only podcast on the internet that has an official dating simulator sponsor. It's your boy Matt, aka Matt Fondude, with my co-host as always.
Yes, I am James, aka James 04E, and I was not expecting this to start as quickly. Normally, when we start this up, it'll like kick me out of the room, and then I have to rejoin, and then we can start the recording. But now it did it instantly. I'm scared.
Well, I'll give you a little inside tip. I'm the one who has to restart the room because we do a test recording, and
Yes.
for some reason, every time we start a new recording, it resets the room. Um, but anyway, we're here today. We're not here to discuss the podcast minutia. We are here to discuss the new news in our lives and what we've been doing. And also, we have some exciting developments from the Quizmaster for later in the show.
Yes.
Uh, James, since you are the Quizmaster TM, do you want to kind of explain what we'll be doing later
Um.
briefly?
Yes. So I found some actual video game trivia quizzes with multiple choice. There's this website has 300 total questions, and they're split up into a bunch of quizzes of varying difficulty, with questions varying from like the number of questions can vary from just 6 to like 39. So yeah, we have a whole gold mine here. This could last us like let me see. It doesn't show the exact number of quizzes, but I'm assuming there's at least like 12.
So, well, basically, we're gonna try to we're gonna try to see who knows more of these answers, and it's kind of cooperative, but also at the same time, we're gonna kind of give our own answers. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. All right. But anyway, James, what have you been up to in your week?
Um well, this week I ended up playing a little bit of like every game I currently own. So there was a new Apex update, or a new Apex season rather. So I was mostly playing that. Then I would say around Saturday, I started getting bored. So like, okay, I want to play something else. So I played some Hi-Fi Rush. I still haven't finished that game. I'm kind of chipping away at it because I can't do like DMC style games for like really long times. But also, it kind of sucks to come back to them sometimes because I need to brush up on my combos. So it's a bit of a catch-22. It's a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. I also played some Slay the Spire, which I hadn't played in a little while. I remember that I'm not very good at card games, as one of my friends who I was streaming it for at the time pointed out. Like I did like probably he claimed it was one of the most inefficient turns he's ever seen, and I'm like, he literally said, "Damn, James, I forgot you don't like play card games."
You just got destroyed. I don't know how you managed to get roasted on a single player game, but
Yeah,
you
like,
somehow did.
sheesh, it was rough. Yeah. Then today I played a little bit of Dota. Actually, I played one game because they they updated their like cheater policy. So there was this third party. There were a bunch of like third party apps that would basically use the game's API as soon as you started a match, like you were in the pick screen. They would tell you what everybody on the enemy team normally picks, what their win rates are. Basically tell you what you're supposed to ban against them, and then tell you what they do like poorly against, like where their low win rates are for specific heroes. And this had been going on for like a little over a year, and there was this big controversy of like, oh, is it cheating? Is it not? Because it was technically just using the game's API, but it's not information that you should really have access to. So Valve kind of laid down the hammer and they said, okay, we banned 40,000 people today. Stop using it.
Oh my
They said
god.
they literally said, we don't care if you're a professional player or not, you will be banned. Don't use it.
It is that does sound like everything I know about Dota and games that are competitive to that level. They just sound so unfun. Just like, oh yeah, here's the use of the API just to see like it's like if I was playing a fighting game and just everyone knows the character I hate to fight against the most, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we'll optimally do that every single time.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, whatever. I don't play those games, so I kind of push myself away from having to think about that nightmare hellscape. But
Hmm.
Yeah, third-party tools in video games being a weird thing. I would say in a competitive game like that, you get some sort of competitive edge. I could see why they would ban
Yeah.
it. Um, Other games I could think of that use a lot of third-party add-ons that are maybe kind of a gray area are things like Final Fantasy 14 and old school RuneScape with
Hmm.
RuneLight. There's a bunch of add-ons to make raids in those games easier, and it's like okay, it's kind of it's a weird gray area of okay, we're gonna allow some mods, some third-party add-ons. I guess yours is more cut and dry because it's just using the
Yeah.
API. It's not like modifying any game data, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So there was a bit of a counter argument to it because there's this app called Dota Buff, which is like the yeah, I don't know if people play like League. It's like op.gg. Like it's essentially what you use to look at your previous games, like all your stat tracking and stuff like that. Like you can just look at your profile on it pretty much. And so what some people were arguing is like, oh, if you start up the game, you can look at somebody's Dota buff, and it's like, yes, in the 15-second ban phase, I'm gonna open up Dota buff, look up their name that could potentially be used by multiple people, find them, look at their win rates against certain heroes, and choose what to look at their win rate with certain heroes and choose what to ban and pick.
See, it
Yes,
is it is just an ease of access thing, I
yeah,
guess. It's like that's why it's so weird to ban because it's like okay, you can do this normally without the tool, but the reason it's banned is it's too convenient
it
because
was
you're
too automated because it gave you
yeah.
all the information for all 5 players on the enemy team. So
Mhm.
it's like it was the point where it's unrealistic that you could even get anything close to that as like a human being.
Mhm.
And you also didn't need to burn any of your like drafting time because you could just have it open on a second monitor while you're like picking and banning.
Yeah, and it's also something that's not built into the game, so players are at a disadvantage if they're not actively using it.
Yeah.
And I don't know this for a fact, but I assume this app may have some sort of financial incentive to maybe have a premium version, or you can donate
They
to
did
them
have
or
a
something.
premium version, yeah. It
Yeah, I could
was
see
it
that.
so the app was adjacent to I don't know if you know Overwolf. It's like a
Hmm.
app some people use to record their gameplay, like it automatically creates highlights and stuff like that.
I'm vaguely familiar. I think I
Yeah.
used an earlier version of it for some random other thing back
Yeah,
in the
so the
day.
yeah, so like those kind of things kind of get packaged together sometimes, and then they all collectively like share a premium thing, from what I know. But yeah, then yeah, besides Dota, actually last Wednesday, so Fangs, it's like a arena brawler that I play. They changed their like format because they're technically in like early access slash beta right now. So what they're doing is every Wednesday is like a playtest day essentially, and the servers are off otherwise. And like every week they try to kind of try some new like wacky thing or like mechanic with like a major patch just to like get some like information
Now, it seems like a lot of
or
games have
data.
been going that way of the timed playtest. Do you like
Hmm.
that model? I know we've been playing Dark and Darker, and then
Yeah.
Fangs is now doing that a little bit.
Hmm.
And one of our other friends just told me about a low poly battlefield style game that's apparently a thing that's existing, and it's in a public like playtest.
Don't you mean Roblox?
You can, but no, there's some sort of other. I haven't looked into it at all. Let me find the name for you real quick. This is a stream exclusive. This is a podcast exclusive.
Oh boy.
All right, it is called Battle Bit. It is a low
Battle
poly
Bit.
FPS on Steam. Battle Bit remastered.
Wait, I
It's
gotta I
low
gotta look
poly
this up.
Battlefield. I have not played it yet. I'm gonna request access to it to get the playtest
Battle
or whatever. I
Bit.
will let you know next. I guess I will let you know next podcast how it is.
Wait, remastered. Where was the OG Battle Bit?
I don't know. Maybe it was probably like a Crunker situation. If you've ever played Crunker, it's like a in browser like Call of Duty
Oh
esque
yeah, yeah, yeah.
game. I feel like it's Crunker but for Battlefield. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe.
Um,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm looking at one of the videos on the Steam page right now. Yeah, this
I'm
is
willing to bet it's probably really fun.
Yeah, this is actually exactly what I expected when I heard low poly Battlefield.
Yep, it probably is pretty fun.
Yeah,
So
it does look fun.
I will peep that later. But what do you think about all these games doing these like small play tests that adjust things accordingly?
Um, so I think there are a couple benefits. First of all, it focuses your player base because everybody's getting on at the same time, basically. So nobody's gonna have a situation where they can't find games at all, which is something that lots of these early access games do run into because they don't have the money for major advertisement yet, and they also don't have as much like hype behind them because of that. So it's kind of hard to build that initial player base for lots of them. I also think that it's a much more natural environment to develop in as a developer because you are getting your feedback is a lot more focused, and it's not like you're not just getting something from players like every single day of the week, every hour, and it can be like very overwhelming. Especially in Fangs's case, they actually have a Discord for the community where you like post your feedback there. And what would happen before is like every single day there'd be all these messages from all sorts of people giving all sorts of like random feedback. None of it would ever be connected, and they'd be getting dragged in all sorts of different directions. So having that one day where everything is like very focused is a lot easier, from what I understand. Um, so yeah, I think I like it overall. I guess the drawback may be that your game may not necessarily grow as fast, and you may also not necessarily like make as much money off of it, especially if you have like a store. Um, but you could also save money on servers. So yeah, it's a lot of back and forth, but overall, I think it's pretty good.
I think in the case of games like Dark and Darker, I think Dark and Darker might be a little bit of an outlier because it kind of blew up into being something that a lot of people know about now.
Hmm.
I think if your game maybe goes under the radar, it's probably not as useful. But I think Dark and Darker blew up, and when that game comes up online, everyone like swarms to it and plays it during the playtest phase
Hmm.
because there's kind of this FOMO feeling where if I don't play this game right now, I'm not going to be able to play it for a couple months.
Yeah.
And I do think that I would probably fall off. So if the game was in early access right now and it had all the features that it has and it's out, say it's out, you can just buy it and play it. I think that game would be dead in a couple months, kind of like
Mm.
early Fall Guys. When Fall Guys came out and it had one map, everyone loved it, and then okay, they took them way too long to add additional maps to the game. So I think it's really good at drumming up hype and getting people to play the game during those testing times.
Hmm.
And I will say, I do think there might be a drawback of it seems like every single playtest your progress gets wiped, and I think players may stop playing in these playtests sometime. If it's we're on playtest like 3 or 4, by play if they do like 10 playtests and you have to restart every single time, that
Hmm.
might start, getting people to be
Yeah.
less interested in it.
Yeah. Part of the reason why they might be restarting every time is because they want new people to not feel like everybody's super ahead of them. But I do see the argument against it. And also, you kind of did get me thinking. When they do these limited sort of play tests, there's also that kind of feeling of like, you grab a friend and you say, okay, Wednesday this game is like doing their play test. Do you want to play with me? Like stuff like that. So there
Mhm.
is a bit of a social aspect to it as well. But there's also a drawback, and this is kind of the reality of games: is people get addicted to games pretty easily. And if it's hard to get addicted to a game that you only get to play once a week. So.
Well, I kind of think that when the game comes out, I mean, going back to the progress thing, I do think they should wipe progress, especially because things change so fundamentally. It might not even be the same skills and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I think when these games do launch, there are people who grind and get crazy high level and spend a lot of time. And
Yeah.
then when that game goes offline for a month, they're like feverish. They want to play it,
Hmm.
So then they get back on, they put in all the hours. I do think it's good for getting people together to play the game.
Yeah.
Um, I'm hoping that I also think a big element is it's free too right now.
Hmm.
And there's also no monetization.
Yeah.
So when the game, I have a feeling that they could ruin the game potentially by when it launches. It's say it's like $20, right? One,
Hmm.
a lot of the player base probably is not gonna pay the $20, but that's whatever. That's its own thing. They'll probably have a battle pass because most games have a battle pass. I
Hmm.
assume they're probably going to have a monetized battle pass, and
Yeah.
I don't know the monetization. Like even if it's cosmetic, and it seems like Dark and Darker is playing around with their skins, giving you different advantages and disadvantages.
Hmm.
Even in like the early access shop, the skeleton skin gives you like plus 10% magic resistance, but minus 10% like blunt resistance or something.
Hmm.
So there's like things that got me a little worried about the game. But I guess speaking not toward Dark and Darker anymore, but just the broader topic of these. er, I think early access being these free to play trial weekends is probably healthier than it being we're just dumping a game out for $20, pay now, and then it dies in like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
All
agree.
right.
Like people don't get burnt out as easily.
Yeah. All right, James. What else have you been doing this week? Any other gaming related things
Um,
or non-gaming?
I think that's about it. Uh, yeah. I mean, non-gaming. It was my birthday on Sunday. It
There you go.
was fun. Went out to dinner. It was nice. Had cake. The cake was gone within 2 days.
James, say
It's
the
kind of
line.
sad.
Say the gaming line.
The cake was a lie.
There you go. Now it's a gaming news story.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't know if you have that experience. Like whenever you have birthday cake, it's like everybody's just eating it every night. Like it's crazy.
oh, if you have it left over, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the first day was like half of it was gone. I'm like, oh my god, people ate a lot. And the second day, it's like, wow, it's disappeared.
Here's the thing. I when my past birthdays, if I do have any sort of cake, I
Hmm.
usually am at a restaurant and will bring like a smaller cake so I don't have the large like leftover cake, you know what I mean, for multiple
I see.
days.
Yeah.
I've had that experience, and when I've had that experience, I will have like several pieces a day. And I don't even like
Hmm.
sweets, but I'll just go back and
Yeah.
eat it.
It's like I'm a little territorial about my cake. It's my birthday cake. I should get more of it than anybody else.
The lion's share of the cake. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. I'm more of a birthday food guy. Again, I'm not a sweets fan, so if, on
Hmm.
my birthday, that's kind of the one thing I will do on my birthday. I don't care about anything about my birthday, but what I want to do is just go to a nice restaurant and get an expensive, nice thing, like something that I know I will like. Like I'll go to like a hibachi grill and get
Hmm.
like a giant like steak and chicken and shrimp and everything, and just
Yeah.
consume that. Like that's what I want, just some nice food that I would splurge on.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. It doesn't always have to be like something expensive for me. Like, it's just something I'm like there's something I really want at the time. But yeah, I definitely understand that. I agree.
Yeah, hard agree, hard agree.
Big agree.
So I've been on a gaming journey this week,
Oh boy.
playing some various games. I have been playing Elden Ring more. That game doesn't end.
Yeah.
It I've been playing Elden Ring so much and it doesn't end, and I'm kind of I keep going between being kind of over it and then being like, okay, well this is cool. This new thing and new area and whatever. I've gotten to the point where leveling doesn't matter anymore. I'm so high level that I get enough like runes and I don't even care anymore. Like it's
Mhm.
so I'm so over it in terms of strength. I don't think I've ever been as strong in a Souls game as I have
Yeah.
been in Elden Ring. And yeah, I don't know. I'm shooting beams. I went full on mage. I maxed both my weapons. I'm it's like I'm just trying to get to the end of this game at this point.
Yeah.
And it's cool, and it's like I don't understand how they made a game so big and like detailed in the time they had. It really is like deserving of game of the year,
Yeah, it
of
is
all
pretty
game of the
crazy.
years. Yeah. I
Very
don't want to
pog
talk
game.
too much about Elden Ring because we talk about it all the time. All
Yeah.
I can say is it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Buy it
unfortunately,
if you like those
I
games.
can't finish Elden Ring until I get a new SSD. 'Cause mine
Yeah.
does not have the space for it anymore.
Well, my thing is like I want to play Hogwarts Legacy, but I want to beat Elden Ring because if I stop playing Elden Ring, I might never finish it, and I can't for the life of me
Yeah.
restart that game
Yeah, I know
again.
the feel.
I've put at least 60 hours in this new playthrough. So now I'm in like the hundreds of hours, which in the old Souls games I would hit 100 hours across like maybe like 5 or 6 playthroughs. So
Mhm.
it's getting, and I'm honestly I'm at the point where I'm not even exploring really. I'm just trying to get to the end, and I know there's stuff I'm missing, like tons of stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, moving on from Elden Ring, I have been let's see. I have been playing a bunch of random games. I've been playing. I played like I booted up Don't Starve the other day.
Ooh.
Um, we could do Don't Starve together at some point. That could be
Yeah,
fun.
I'd
But
be down for that sometime.
I just want to play Don't Starve and try it single player and really get far in that game because when I played before, I made it through winter. I think is the furthest I've ever made in that game. Really.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot to that game that I don't know about, and I feel like I could get into it more than I have. But I don't know. Like I kind of bounce off it a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what your experiences with Don't Starve are.
I actually haven't played it before. I've watched people play it before, and I've like heard good things about it. I've wanted to play it for a bit though, so I'd definitely be down to play Don't Starve together, like on
Yeah,
stream or something.
that'd be fun. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that would be a good stream. We should make note of that somewhere because that should be pretty fun.
Mhm.
Speaking of the stream, I've been meaning to get back into streaming. I haven't streamed in a while. But I've just been
Mhm.
really busy and like traveling and doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plan on trying to stream this weekend and or during the week. I'm gonna play some random horror games and whatever games.
Mhm.
I've been slacking a little bit on the stream front, but
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, we still have to play Plants
Got to
vs
get those
Zombies
numbers.
Garden Warfare.
Oh yeah, jeez, that's oh my god, it's been like months.
Yeah, we got a lot on the backlog to play. Um, but other gaming things, I want to get back into Guitar Hero, and that sucks for because
Mhm.
It's never been a better time to play Guitar Hero because of Clone Hero and how many updates the Clone Hero has gotten, and Clone Hero is great. The
Yeah.
problem is we are at an all-time crisis for those plastic instruments because they're not making more of them and they're breaking. And I wanted to whip out my Explorer Xbox 360 Guitar Hero guitar, which
Mhm.
I got for $40, and it is considered one of the better guitars because it's just plug and play right into your computer. Um,
Ooh, that does sound nice.
yeah, it is nice. Now they go for over $100, which is
Oh my lord.
ridiculous, and they're just going up in price. And I have my guitar. It worked perfectly before. Now two of the buttons don't work.
Oh no.
So I opened it up, and inside there is brown ooze
Oh
all
my
over the
god.
connectors of everything, which I believe is either a mixture of corrosion and the weird glue they use to glue all the stuff together.
Mhm.
So what happened was I've looked online, and other people's guitars have this brown ooze in it as well. Mine is
Oh my
really
god.
oozy. Um, what I think I need to do because I took it all apart. I cleaned the contacts. I did a bunch of stuff that people said to do. Still doesn't work.
All right, can I get an official statement on whether or not you should eat the brown ooze?
Yeah, I tried licking it like a Nintendo Switch cart, and it was in fact sour. So I think that means it's bad.
Oh, I thought I was about to say it's like a sour candy then.
Hmm. Like toxic waste, the best candy name. The candy that honestly kind of it kind of sucks. The sour part actually sucks, but the flavor of the candy is actually pretty decent. But that's candy tier list. That's neither here nor there.
Man.
I'm talking about my ridiculous guitar experience. I think I need to resolder the connections and I don't know how to do that
Yeah.
properly. And it doesn't seem hard. It's just not a. It's like I need to do a basic project first with soldering
Hmm.
before I just jump into ruining my guitar.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
Don't want that to be your first experience.
yeah, I've been meaning to get into soldering because I want to start making like console mods, and it doesn't seem bad. It's just like I need to learn how to do it and do it once and get the equipment.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I feel weird if I want to go to a retro game shop, but I would feel weird paying them a ton of money because I'm pretty sure it's a very simple fix.
Yeah.
So my other solution may be trying to find a Wii Guitar Hero controller, which used to be garbage. No one buy them, but now there is a dongle you can get that I purchased that lets you connect your Wii controller to USB-C to your computer,
Hmm.
and they're some of the best controllers you can get now. So, and now those went up in price, and I don't know. I want to order one. Ideally, I would just go to thrift stores and find them, which I have actually found a couple in thrift stores for cheap. I might want to order one, but I they so they're like $50, which is actually not bad. The
Hmm.
problem is they're on eBay and they're all using the same image, which means they're like fraudulent fake ones because there's like a Chinese company making new Guitar Hero Wii guitars, but they're not good, or maybe they are good. And this is the problem. There
Yes, the
needs to
great.
be some third party company that just makes a guitar that is good. And there might be. I was looking this up. Sorry not to monopolize the entire conversation, but I was looking this up, and there is a company that manufactures a bunch of third-party Xbox controllers, official controllers, and they tweeted about. They're like, "Hey, when can we start making an official Clone Hero kind of guitar?" And that was like 5 days ago.
Damn.
So I don't know. Should I buy one? I'm probably just gonna buy a Wii guitar and on eBay and hope for the best. And then if they do come out with an official one, I'll buy that because it's like this is a huge problem. No one can
Yeah.
get into this game, and these controllers. I had this is my like third guitar because I bought
Hmm.
another one and it just arrived broken, and the seller was like, "I'll just give you the money, keep the guitar." Like they're all falling apart, and no one can play these games. Oh god. Yeah, welcome to rhythm games. They all have like pretty much every rhythm game has this issue where they just
Yeah,
have
I imagine.
crazy barrier of entry. And you know what? This Guitar Hero has the same thing as some other rhythm games where it's like the really optimal guitar. You can get a there were guitars that were used in GameStops for like the do you know how they have the kiosks or whatever?
Yeah.
Those ones are special and are wired, and those are super rare but also really good. And then also I believe maybe the arcade units. Do you know how they have the arcade ones, which are like a real kind of heft guitar?
Yeah.
That is also like sought after. It's
Simply
just
steal one.
I guess, but it's like why can't I just have like why can't I play this genre of game? Just give me the medium level one. At least other games have like I'm thinking of like that Taiko Drum Master or whatever. At least there's like multiple options for that game. There's an official cheap little plastic one, an official slightly better one, I think, and then there's like a third party okay one, and then like a real one for the
Yeah.
drum. I don't know. I it's just I want to play the stupid game and I want to stop having to deal with it. End rant.
Man. Silly Guitar Hero rant over.
Yeah, I've luckily to relax. I've been playing Overwatch 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah, Overwatch 2 is it's still fun because I'm playing with friends. It's
Hmm.
still fun, but it does feel almost like a husk of the former game in a way. There is like a twinkle the twinkle in the eye of Overwatch is gone. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I think what I noticed is you can, without even knowing the release dates of the characters, you can tell which ones were made after Overwatch 2 came out.
Hmm.
Like Sojourn, Kiriko, Junker Queen, even New Orisa and Ramatra. Their design is so, like, the characters are so much more loaded, and like both to their like benefit and detriment. Like Junker Queen, that character is actually just like it's literally just numbers. Like he's just throwing numbers at you, and
Well,
they nerfed the numbers, so she's bad.
and then there's Ramatra who just has a staff. Why is there like a Diablo character or like he just
Yeah,
it's like a Warcraft character. He has like a staff that he shoots beams
yeah. I'm
and
telling
like
you,
what
my
is this
theory is that
game?
like you remember how they were talking about the Overwatch 2 single player and how it was gonna have like all these classes and this crazy stuff, and how
Mhm.
Overwatch was initially supposed to be like an MMO or something like that.
Yeah.
That character might just be like a leftover concept.
I
Because like
don't
it seems like it belongs in like an MMO or something. Like he's literally like he's a battle mage.
the I just thought about this like the original cast of characters. It was like a smaller cast that was fun. They keep adding characters. Are we gonna hit Dota level, like league level of like hundreds of characters at one point? Probably not hundreds, but
I
like,
think I think that's the idea with most of these live service games. I know that they are starting to slow down. Where it used to be they release a character every season, now it's every other season.
mhm.
Um, I think that it is obviously it is very difficult to balance the number of characters, but I also think that you can make your game a lot better by having a lot of characters like that. So it's you do have to be careful because like I think if they keep going in the direction they're going in, the game won't necessarily get better because these characters are just outclassing the old ones because they're just overloaded. To be honest.
Well, the old ones don't even feel like the old ones because here's the perfect example. I was playing a game yesterday and I said, "Oh, did McCree just throw like a sticky bomb at
Oh
me?" And then
yeah,
I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, did McLeod just throw a sticky bomb?"
McLeod.
And then I'm like, "Wait a minute." Or wait, what's his name? What's
It's
his name?
Cassidy.
Cassidy?
Yeah.
Did McLeod was the one they were throwing around for a while. No.
Oh god.
Did did Cassidy just throw a sticky bomb at me and then use a completely different like all the characters like have different move sets now for the most part too.
Yeah, some of them got reworked and some got like new added things like Winston, he has like the right click where it's like a ranged Tesla cannon shot. I actually think the Winston and Reinhardt, what they did to them for Overwatch 2, I actually think it was very good. Like their changes were actually really cool, and I think they didn't take away from the characters
Yeah,
generally.
I don't think the changes are bad per se. I think like May can't freeze anymore, which is
Hmm.
fine. Honestly, I liked May. I don't know if I would play her now, but
Yeah,
I think they're starting to remove a lot of mechanics that would just like remove player control because they realize
yeah.
that
They
that's
calmed
annoying.
down with the stuns. That was part of why they reworked Cassidy's like grenade,
Yeah,
made it a sticky nade instead of a flashbang. Yeah, that was a big thing that they talked about is they want a lot less stuns in the game.
it feels like there's a lot less stuns in the game, which I think is
Yeah,
probably a good change. Um, tanks I mean, tanks don't feel like tanks anymore. They just feel like a
they're
weird thing,
they're
which is
BC DPS.
yeah, which is I kind of miss tank a little bit, but at the same time, no one was playing tank, so they needed to make
Yeah.
it like they needed to make it interesting.
So yeah, I think we talked about this before, but the problem with tank role in these kinds of games is like when, especially with like shooters, is when people are here to shoot, when lots of people are here to shoot their guns, right? The healers can shoot their guns, but it's healing guns, right? So it's
Hmm.
it's still within the fantasy. But with tanks, the objective is a little too different, I think, for people to really be that interested. Which is why they said, okay, we're just going to put one of them, and they're going to be just it's just going to be a big power fantasy for these people that like just doing damage.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know. It's a problem that multiple games have run into with the tank role. It's weird because lots of the time tanks are the quality of the tanks is literally decided by okay who has some overtuned number right now, right, and the rest just kind of
Hmm.
like feel like I sit here and take damage and I don't really do anything else. So it's yeah, it's tough.
Well, I think
I
the
I don't envy them.
problem was tanks were the hey, how I have fun as a tank is okay, guys, I'll put my shield up, get behind my shield, and when you're in a pub match and no one does that, okay, now I'm having no fun as a tank. Or you're playing off tank and you're not even play. You're playing off tank, who is just beefy DPS.
Yeah, off tank was
So
beefy DPS, definitely.
yeah, you're either playing fun tank or you're playing homework. And some
Yeah.
people like homework, but it's like the people who liked it's like reading at the library, right? And the best case scenario, you're at the library and people are quiet around you, but most of the time you're at a library and people are hitting you in the face with pans and throwing books at you and sneezing and ripping your book out of your hand,
Oh
and you're
God.
like, "Hey guys, can you quiet down? This is a library." And then everyone yells at you for being quiet at the library and being like, "Oh, blah blah blah." So,
Yeah, I think so. What I've noticed with Overwatch is I actually think that I said it already, but the rework or the buffs for Winston and Reinhardt to bring them more in line with like the beefy DPS kind of tank, I actually think they were pretty good and they maintained like their old identity. You can play them like how you would probably have played them before. Maybe it's a little bit less of a stat check on the shields. But think that there are very few, if any, other tanks that are designed in like the same vein as them. Eh, and I think it is probably rather difficult because they're very much defined by the way in which they provide a shield, and there's only so many ways you can do that, and even fewer that are easy enough to use that they could be like a consistent shield for your team. Like Winston would shield his teammates that are diving with him, and Reinhardt shields his teammates that are walking forward with him. It's kind of like when you think of those two playstyles, there's not really much else to do with that. So I do
yeah.
understand why they would kind of step away from that sort of tank. But I don't know. I wish at the very least that those characters were like consistently on the stronger side because I think they're both very healthy for the game. They're not like they don't do anything that's super oppressive. They have like a decent amount of skill expression and they're just beefy guys. They just walk around and do beefy guy things.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been at least having fun with it. I'm never gonna play competitive.
Yeah.
It's bad and sad and gross,
Yeah.
yucky.
Icky.
Um, quick play's fun enough. There is a little bit of a sadness to not getting a reward for like leveling, basically.
Hmm.
Um, the loot boxes are weird, but the fact that you would get a free one for every level was kind of nice. You always get a little somewhat of an incentive. I don't really like
Yeah.
mess with the battle pass or any of that
I'm
anymore.
not gonna
So
I'm not gonna lie. Now we're like looking back at it because I think it's kind of safe to say we're out of like the era where loot boxes are like the big thing that everybody was like, now it's battle passes. I kind of preferred loot boxes. I'm not gonna lie.
I think paid loot boxes were bad. Like
I
if you
I
go back
think
to
if
the
they
first example, right?
yeah.
Like Team Fortress 2.
Hmm.
I don't think they were. I think Team Fortress 2 was kind of gross even when they launched
Yeah.
because, uh, yeah, you would just get like garbage in Team Fortress 2.
Yeah. I think like when you get loot boxes for like leveling up and stuff, I think it's fine. I do agree. I'm not crazy about the paid ones. I know the way Dota did loot boxes or still does them. I do like a little bit better because it's well, first of all, you always know what's within the box. Like you know the options you have at all times, and it's very transparent about the odds and stuff like that. Um, so it's a lot more. I guess you're a lot more comfortable spending your money on it. I'll say like if there's 8 sets in the treasure, and 3 of them are like very rare, ultra rare, and like cosmically rare and stuff like that. You can look at this and say, okay, I probably won't get those, but maybe I like 2 out of 5 of the other sets. So if I just buy a couple, then I'll probably be fine.
See, you know what? I don't think I support loot boxes, but I would say my preferred method of battle pass, if you're gonna do it, and some games have done this, is you buy the battle pass, right, and you
Hmm.
can clear it at your leisure. That's kind of the antithesis of the point of the battle pass, where it's supposed to be FOMO. You see the thing at the end, so you're gonna pay for boosts. You're gonna grind
Hmm.
and waste your time. Uh, I think the best way to do a battle pass is to have it, or at least for a consumer, but not for the company. I guess it's like, hey, have a battle pass. All right, you can buy any of the battle passes anytime. So it's like, oh, you bought season 1 battle pass, and then you just clear it at any time. That would be nice. So you don't have to, worry about your. I don't think I've ever cleared a battle pass in a game.
Hmm.
and then it just makes me like I don't know. I'm just not gonna get these skins, or I just don't. When I see a battle pass in a game, I don't care about this like whatever is on them so hard that I will never even participate. Like I'm not gonna get this skin. I don't care. I'll play with no skins. Um, I don't know. Whatever. Gross monetization aside,
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 is pretty fun, but
Yeah.
it's also free to play, right? Which is weird.
Yeah, it is free to play. They initially weren't going to make it free to play. I think they said it would be free for people who bought Overwatch 1. And then
Yep.
I actually think it launched and people realized, wait, I don't have to pay money for this.
Yeah. Well.
This kind of happened.
Well, I think it's that time. We can probably get into the quiz section of the podcast, the quiz
Oh
master.
boy, I can't heckin' wait. All right.
Okay,
So I've got my screen shared.
let's go.
All right.
The quiz master. We need like a theme song for this. We need like the quiz master.
Yes. Quiz master.
Step into the lair of the quiz master if you dare.
All right,
I was thinking.
let's do a 21 question medium difficulty quiz.
Oh, before you start the quiz, if you have any
Oh,
questions for us, you can email us at the HYEP podcast at gmail.com. That is the
yes.
HYEP podcast at gmail.com. If you have any trivia you want to send us that as well. That
All
was
right.
words.
Yes.
All right, let's get this trivia going.
All right. I don't know if this has a time limit, so it'll be very scary if there's a timer here. We're gonna need to rapid fire these if that's the case.
Okay,
Oh, there's a little bit of music. I do
I'll
not
read
like
the
that.
question. Well, wait, do you want to read? Oh god, there's no time. In
Okay.
Counter Strike, D Dust 2 map has how many green boxes you can find in CT spawn?
What? That is specific. 2.
I'm gonna also say 2. Yeah,
Let's
it was
go.
2. We
Correct.
got it right. All right, there is a timer.
Yeah. It
So,
seems like it's about like 20 seconds. It's not too
do you
bad.
want to? We'll alternate. You read this one.
All right. How many racing locations feature in the 2017 game Gran Turismo Sport?
How are we supposed to know? It's 7, 27, 37, or 17.
I
I
think
would go with
27.
20. Yeah, 27 feels like an answer for humans.
17. I'm underwhelmed.
That was a
I
terrible question. These are
I
not
expected
good so
more.
far.
I expected more racing locations in my 2017 Gran Turismo game. This is modern gaming, people.
Mhm.
All right, next
By the way,
question.
this is one of those multiple choice type beats.
Yes,
Which Assassin's Creed game is set in Florence, Italy?
Brotherhood. I think.
Was it Brotherhood?
Yeah, I think it's Brotherhood, isn't it?
Brotherhood Unity or yeah, all right, just go with it. I can't remember.
Brotherhood.
I
Yeah,
played all those.
it's Brotherhood. I remember because it's Ezio. He was
Well,
Italian.
he was in the second one, and then I guess he was
Yeah,
in
he was in the
Brotherhood
second
too.
one, Brotherhood and Revelations. He got
I
3 games because he was
I
special.
I played those games. I don't remember.
Ezio was a special boy. All right, next question. In what game was Mario first given his name?
Jumpman. No, I guess
Jumpman.
was his name Mario in Donkey Kong
I
or
thought he was called
wait, no,
Jumpman.
sorry, Mario Bro. It's
Yeah,
either
Mario
Mario
Bros.
Bros or Donkey Kong Jr.
Mario Bros.
Okay, it
What?
was Mario. No, it
Donkey
was
Kong
okay.
Jr.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. So in Donkey Kong, he is Jumpman, and then Jumpman was a fake option. Mario Bros was the fake out. Donkey Kong Jr. I
Hmm.
guess he was Mario because he kidnaps in that game. He's like torturing Donkey Kong, and
What?
yeah. So in that game, Mario captures Donkey Kong, and you play as Donkey Kong Jr., who people believe is the Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong Country, and Cranky Kong is the Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah. Okay, keep it moving.
All right. Chris
This
Redfield is a character from which video game? Oh,
Resident Weasel.
Resident Weevil. Like that character from Yu-Gi-Oh! Who threw Yugi's cards off of the ship.
Yugi. Oh,
All right.
remember that time in Yu-Gi-Oh where one of the characters had scented cards and she used perfume to cheat?
Oh yeah. I remember that.
That's like that
That
that and the fact that in 5D or whatever they had motorcycles is the only thing I know
Oh
about
my
Yu-Gi-Oh.
god. Yu-Gi-Oh is so silly, man. All right. Slippy Toad and Peppy Hare are characters in what N64 game? Isn't that Star
Star
Fox?
Fox
Yes,
64.
Star Fox 64. Pog. Next question. In the Sega series Sonic, oh boy, What is the actual name of the
It's
character who's named
Miles
Tails?
Prower. You don't know
Yes.
Tails Miles Prower? The
Yes.
greatest piece of Sonic lore of all time?
Yes. That's my favorite
All right,
character. Wow.
I will read. Which video game console can read Blu-ray CDs? It's
Oh,
the PlayStation 3.
this is easy.
Man, I can't believe it's not the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis. Wow,
Yeah,
what
right. That's crazy. What was originally the level cap in World of Warcraft before any expansion packs?
I feel like 60 or 50.
60? Yeah, it's one of those.
60 feels right. I
Yeah.
okay, I never
Well, but
played
I feel like
WoW.
50 is more common.
Yeah, but all right, you can go
I'll
with your
say
gut.
60.
Yeah,
Okay, it is
60.
60. All right.
So, I never actually played World of Warcraft, which is weird
Mhm.
considering how I've played like every MMO
Yeah.
except World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I played it a little when they made it like free up until level 20. I
Hmm.
think I did one quest.
I tried it on a private server, which was not the same as playing it basically.
Hmm.
I probably would like it, but it's now is not the time to get into that game.
Yeah. All right, next question. In what game was Luigi first available as a primary character? Super Mario Bros.
Uh
3?
no, you could play as
Or
Luigi technically in Super Mario Bros. And I think he was in Mario Bros.
I'll just
And,
say
well, I mean, I
Super
think they
Mario
mean.
Bros.
I was gonna say actually, I think they meant two, where he's like, you can select him and he's different, maybe
I see.
because
Okay.
in regular Mario Bros, it's Luigi, but it's just a recolored Mario.
Yeah.
That was kind of a weird uh question. I could see where they would. I could see what they were going for, but I don't like it.
Hmm. All right, next question. Which is not one of the armies in Call of Duty 2?
The Red Army, the U.S. Army, the
Yes, we
British
definitely
Army, the
played it.
Mexican Army. I feel like the
I
Mexican
think
Army.
it's the Mexican army's the odd one out here. You know, they
Yeah,
don't
that's a
speak
weird.
English. Or they don't
It's a
speak
weird
English or
choice.
Russian.
Yeah, in Big Red One, the Mexican Army didn't make an
Yeah,
appearance.
it's a Call of Duty game. You got the Russian people, the English speaking people, and you got the sometimes the Asian people.
British,
No, they're English speaking. They get lumped in with the Americans.
British.
British. All right, next question. Which game app has more downloads in its first week than any other according to
Oh,
Apple?
probably Pokemon Go.
All right,
Pokemon Go was
yeah,
such a like explosion.
let's go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You know what?
2016.
Subway Surfer was one of the options. That just reminded me. So one of my friends is like an analyst for like an esports organization. He was trying to explain. He's trying to like explain like Apex Legends to people right now, and he realized he has these like 2-3 hour vods of his streams where he's like explaining concepts to people, and he's like, "Wow, this isn't like accessible. Like these Zoomers don't actually watch this." And then he literally told me, "I think I'm gonna put like Vampire Survivors, Subway Surfers on like to take up like half the screen on these."
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
and I'm
Yeah,
like, what? Like he was dead serious too. Like I'm like, wow, that's actually so sad that that's the answer.
I've seen that trend of YouTube shorts and stuff where it's just someone playing an app and then tiny window of the actual content. It's like
Yeah,
sensory videos. It's really weird. I don't like this world we're living in, but whatever. Keep it moving.
yeah, it's a little weird. All right, next question. What actress is the voice of Lucy Stillman?
I don't even know who Lucy Stillman
Yeah,
is.
I don't know who that is. Uh,
Uh, I would go top left, Sarah Michelle
Sarah
Gellar.
Michelle Gellar. Yeah, sure.
No,
It
it
was
was
Kristen
Kristen Bell,
Bell. Kristen Bell
obviously.
stuck out. Honestly, I that would have been my second guess. So
Who
who
is
is
Lucy Still? We're gonna be like
Lucy Stillman?
from
Oh,
Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed.
Creed, the woman who like puts you in the animus.
Yeah,
Yes,
What's
that's.
the guy's name? What's the? I literally saw it earlier
Oh
on the
God,
quiz. What's the main guy's name? Is it? I thought it was like Miles. It's not
I don't
Miles.
remember. I
It's
gotta look
what's
this
his
up. It
name?
might have been Miles.
Desmond
Desmond
Miles.
Miles.
Oh, that game's so
Why?
stupid.
Why would anybody put trivia from the animus sequences in Assassin's Creed?
Remember they just
They
stopped
were so
doing them
yeah, they were
at
so
one point.
forgettable. They just stopped doing them without any explanation. There was an unfinished storyline. Like what?
Abstergo Labs. You weren't invested.
Oh my
All right,
god.
I'm not. Wait, before you go to the next one, When I was a kid and I played those segments, I honestly was like I was pogging out of my mind. I was like, "This is so sick!" Like I'm out of the game. I really did like it, and then but by like the fourth game, I didn't understand what was happening because I'd never beat. Like I had this
Oh
Assassin's Creed
man.
1 and 2, but I don't think I beat either of them.
I think they killed off Desmond in the third one, and then you were just a random new character in
Oh,
the
I
fourth
don't know.
one, and they gave up.
No, I don't know why they tried something.
Uh,
Who
to
cares?
be fair, I do remember in the third one they had some pretty good like combat sequences in the modern day, but they were really short.
Yeah. You know what's weird? Those games are like are full on RPGs now. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
it is kind of weird. I understand why they changed it because like they have to release a game every year, and I can't imagine how like depressing that must feel when it's like there's only so many things you can do with the Assassin's Creed like mechanics. So I mean, I'm
Hmm.
not surprised they like broke out and like decided to do RPG stuff.
Yeah, keep it moving.
All right, next question. Final Fantasy VII was originally designed in what video game system?
Probably the
PS
Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64?
Well, wait. Well, okay. It came out on the PS1. I don't know if they're
This could be
wait.
a trick question.
Yeah, wait. Go. Yeah, try. Okay. I
I'll do
would say
Nintendo
PS.
64.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Here's the
you're
reasoning
correct.
behind that. Originally, well, actually, this is a different reasoning. I was just gonna say originally that PlayStation came to Nintendo and were like, "Hey, we have CD technology for CDs. You know, fill in the blank.
Hmm.
Um, we have this technology. Do you want to make a Nintendo 64 like disc extension thing?" And Nintendo was like, "No, I hate you. Go away. We like cartridges."
What?
So yeah, then they made the PlayStation, whatever. So I assume they were originally developing Final Fantasy VII for N64, and then they were like, "There's no world this can fit on a cartridge. It already has to go across like 4 discs, and the music and like you couldn't do it." So PS1 it went.
Yes, sir. All right, next question. Biohazard was a 2017 release in which video game franchise?
That's Resident Evil. It's like the
Yep.
European name.
Yeah. Damn,
Biohazard.
you don't think it was Halo, Call of Duty, or World of Warcraft?
I could see people being weirded by
I
that
sure
one.
love World of Warcraft Biohazard, Call of Duty Biohazard, and Halo Biohazard.
It's so
Which,
weird that it's even called biohazard. Like they're still being called biohazard. So I don't know if
oh
Village is like
no,
that, but one of the games was like it says on Steam like Resident Evil like 6 slash biohazard 6 or whatever. It's weird.
man,
Keep
I
him
don't know.
moving.
And there are some people that would consider Halo Infinite a biohazard, but that is a different conversation.
Biohazard.
Which game begins in New Junk City?
New Junk City.
Oh my god, that sounds really
Earthworm
familiar.
Jim sounds right, unless it's Grand Theft Auto 1.
Oh,
Wait, it could
it
be.
can't be.
It
It can't
could
be. No,
be.
no, no, it can't be Grand Theft Auto. There's no way.
But the
I
first
think
Grand
it's
Theft
Earthworm
Auto is
Jim.
stupid. Just go
It's
Earthworm.
Earthworm
Okay, it's
Jim.
Earthworm
Yeah.
Jim.
Uh,
But the
So
first,
Grand
yeah.
Theft Auto city names are like they're not that on the nose.
Have you seen the first Grand Theft Auto? It's a top-down like fart simulator.
Yeah, yes, I've seen it, but they're not like that on the nose. Like
Yeah,
they
but that
wouldn't
game is
say
zany.
New Junk City instead of New York City. That's a
Yeah,
little ridiculous.
that game is zany as hell.
Oh
It's so
man.
weird.
All right. Which platform was StarCraft released on?
The PC
What?
and also N64, which is
Damn.
like shocking how they were
Master
able to do that.
System, Dreamcast. Yes, I believe in these.
They're real. Do you think those are both wrong
Well,
things? Those are both Sega consoles.
well, no, I know that they're real, but like I believe that StarCraft was released on these.
Hey, it was on the N64, which is like that should I don't know. That's crazier to me than being on the Dreamcast. I mean, Master System, no, for sure,
I don't know.
not.
All right, next question. The third Call of Duty game takes place during what war?
World War Two.
I have time to Google. No, it can't be World War II.
It's not
It
the
can't be the
Civil
Civil
War.
War.
I don't think it's
Spanish
the
American War. What?
No, it's World War
How
Two.
many times do they do World War II?
Why would it be the Spanish American? Have you played
What?
the
No.
duties?
I
Oh my
played
god!
Call
And
of
then the
Duty
fourth one
3.
was Modern Warfare.
Well,
It was
yes, but
war
like,
in modern time.
they have like 6 other World War II games. Why is there another one?
Have they ever done World War? I mean, they had a World War One game way later, but did they ever do World War One like early on, or is it the first game? Like, what games did World War One?
I don't know.
There was a World at War at one point,
Yeah, that was World War II. And also Call of Duty World War II was World War II.
and then Modern Warfare Two, and then Modern Warfare Two again, but
Yes.
modern.
All right, next question. Ghost Recon Wildlands is based on the novels of which author? Wow, I
Tom
wonder.
Clancy, J.K.
Definitely
Rowling, J.K.
J.K.
Rowling,
Rowling.
Tom Clancy.
Jody Picoult. Who is that?
Just quick, click Tom
Oh
Clancy.
my god, jeez. Jody
Tom
Picoult.
Clancy presents Jonathan
I gotta
Military.
see who that is. Jody Picoult. Who is
Should be Mad
My
Honey.
Stepsister's Keeper, Mad Honey, 19 minutes, small great things, leaving.
Also, several issues of Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's cool. The storytelling. Yeah, this definitely does
Why
not
is it only
translate-
cool? Why is it only cool when it's comics? Why is it not cool that there's these classic
Wonder
novels?
Woman, Love
James?
and Murder. I don't know any of these. Don't ask me. You said Wonder Woman, like, oh, I know that.
Oh yeah, I got like vaguely back into reading comics and manga. I haven't actually
Ooh,
started,
nice.
but I got it set up. That was an aside.
Nice.
Keep it moving. We got 5
Alright,
minutes.
next
and
question.
5.
In the game Chrono Cross for PlayStation, how many playable characters are there?
700.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ!
oh my god. Wait.
What?
40, 45, 50, 65. I don't know. Pick one.
50,
Pick one.
50. I think 50.
50.
45,
45. 50. 50 felt too round.
What? But
Damn.
What is Chrono Cross? I don't even know what that game is.
So it's the sequel to Chrono Trigger that people are like,
Oh,
on.
I see.
But it's not like, yeah. So that's like least of the painful numbers of random characters for your
God.
RPG.
All right.
I didn't know there was that many.
All right. Final question.
Of medium.
Which Call of Duty game doesn't offer a zombies mode? Oh, I got this.
Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty 2.
Well, yes. No,
Dead on it.
Yeah, it does not. Yeah, easy. That
That
was on
before they created
PS2.
zombies. They didn't create it until World at War.
Yeah.
Did Modern Warfare have a zombies? Wait.
Modern Warfare definitely didn't have a zombies mode. That was only the Treyarch games.
They definitely no. They do zombies in all of
What?
them now, but I don't remember.
No. Only in the Treyarch games back in the day.
Modern Warfare didn't.
Wait, did they mean the new Modern Warfare or the old Modern Warfare?
No. The old one didn't have it because it was before zombies came out, but the new one didn't have it either.
That's a bad question.
But that's literally silly ass question.
I think they meant Black Ops.
Man.
No, they have Black Ops. They're just stupid.
Black Ops had zombies. Man. I don't know. See final results.
I think the website is wrong.
So we got 70%. So we got 1, 2.
Why are you even counting them?
3, 4. Okay, this one I said the Spanish American where I was being silly,
God.
so that's one off. So we got like 5 wrong.
James, we don't need the exact. It gave us a percentage. We're 71.43%
Yes,
medium
but
gamers.
I don't know what the numbers. I don't know how they add up. I'm not whipping out a calculator.
They did it for you.
I'm counting with my fingies. I want to know exactly how many I got wrong out of 21.
It gave you a percent.
Yes, but I want to know a flat number. I don't want no percentages because I can.
Why is it called The Dust too? They didn't even they did it weird. Whatever.
I don't know.
They didn't do the underscore or something. It looks wrong.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay. Go give me some let's hit what's the max difficulty? Let's hit some crazy hard ones real quick before we go.
All right, let's see.
The stupidest part about the crazy hard, it's just going to be what's the name of Miyamoto's brother?
All right, 6 questions, hard difficulty. Let's go.
It's just okay.
Computer Othello was released by which Nintendo as an arcade game in which year? Or released by Nintendo as an arcade game in which year?
Oh wow, this random game. It was released in I would say 78. Why not?
All right.
Yep, that was right.
Correct. All right, next question.
Some random B-list game.
One of the original Pac-Man ghosts, Clyde, was replaced by which Miss Pac-Man ghost?
Maybe it's Sue because there's Inky, Blinky, and Pinky.
Yeah, let's
and
say
Clyde.
Sue.
Yeah, try Sue. Yeah, Sue.
Oh my god.
No, that made sense. That made sense because the other ones were characters. We're killing it. I knew that one.
All right, next question.
I feel like I wouldn't have known that.
In November of which year was Dance Dance Revolution first released?
It's
Ooh.
all gonna be years. I would say it has to be like 2000 or 98. It's got to be
Uh,
like, I think 2000. I think it's a very
I think
2000s
2000
game.
is a safer bet.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, it was
98.
98. Every game has
Bro.
came out in 98, by the way. Like Half Life. I think
Yeah,
like a
Jesus
ton
Christ.
of games came out in 98 that are good. But
Man.
Dance Dance Revolution to me is such a 2000s
Yeah, it
thing.
is. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't catch on until the 2000s.
It was a safe bet. It was safe.
All right. Next question. The original Resident Evil video game was first released in which year? Or in what year?
90, what, like 91? No, wait. Let's think about this.
Well, we don't have much time.
Maybe not. It was on like PS1.
96?
No, it's too late. Maybe
You got to
94.
answer, Matt.
94.
It was
And
96.
96. God,
Fool.
I don't know. I was trying to think about stuff. Why are they're the reason they're hard, they're all just years. Like no
Yeah,
one's
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
off the top of your head, you don't know these things.
All right.
The
Next
worst kind of trivia.
next question. Patapon video game was published
Oh,
by Sony for
PSP.
what gaming piece?
Patapon's great. Why do they
PSP.
think that it's not obscure? Patapon's awesome.
Damn. All right.
Patapon.
Next question. Final question. The societal building game Civilization was first released in which year? I
Maybe
don't know.
91 because I think it's old.
All right, let's say 91. Watch it be 1988.
Wait. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
it was
Oof.
91. Okay.
Yeah, because that game was like real old.
Damn, we got 66%, Matt.
Yeah. Well, we only got two wrong. Barely. We barely got that
Yeah.
Dance Dance Revolution one wrong.
Thank God we counted the number that we got wrong instead of just looking at the percent and feeling bad.
Yeah, you know what? I learned something today.
Yeah.
Percentages make you feel bad, but counting the
Yes.
numbers makes you feel better.
Percentages are bad. Break free of percentages, everybody.
All right, and have a nice night. I've been Matt, aka Matt Fondude, on Twitter and the Twitch and the YouTube and the things.
Yes, and I've been James, aka James 040, also on Twitter and the Twitch and the YouTube and the things.
And remember to wash your feet and eat some vegetables. Goodbye.
Bye.